Hello, my dear friends and students. As we came to the last session of this casting technology, in which we are going to discuss the casting defects, let's brief what are the topics which we have covered in the previous session. In the first session, we have covered the casting basics, means what do you understand by the casting, what are the basic terminology related with the castings and casting properties. In the next session, we have studied about different kinds of pattern, what are the pattern allowances like shrinkage and many other allowances we have discussed in the session 2. In the third session, we have discussed about gating systems and the types of gating system. What are the types of gating systems and what do you understand by a gating system and their components, that we have discussed in the third session. In the fourth session, we have discussed the designing of sprue as well as the designing of riser, in which we have also covered various formulas and rules like Korякov rules, then Keynes principles and modulus method. These topics has been covered in the session 4. Now we came to the last session, which is casting defect, which is also majorly asked topic in various competitive as well as in the university exams. Let's see what are those casting defects. Casting defects are the improvidence. If you are not maintaining the proper quality and designing principles, then definitely there will be some kinds of quality defect. Now, what are those casting defects? As you can see here in the slide, first is gas defect, shrinkage cavities, mold material defects, pouring metal defects, and mold shift. These are few considerable casting defects which you have to consider whenever you are designing or analyzing the casting. Now move to the first one, which is gas defect. What is the meaning of this gas defect? A condition existing in a casting caused by the trapping of gas in the molten metal or by mold gases. Okay, at any point or at any condition, if trapping of gases are going to be occur in the molten metal, then definitely it will create some gas defect. And basically this is evolved during the pouring of casting. Mainly it is evolved during the pouring of casting, because there is in your gating system there is only one insertion is there, means from there is only one way by which you can insert the molten material, that is the pouring basin, or you can say sprue. From there only you can insert the molten material. So the defect in this category can be classified into blowholes and pinhole porosity. Mean in the gas defect there are two kinds of defects, which is called as blowholes, and the second one is called as pinhole porosity. Okay, now blowholes are spherical or elongated cavities presented in or present in casting on surface or inside of the casting. Means blowholes, either it will come on the surface of the casting or it will be inside and in the shape of spherical and elongated cavities. So it will create some cavities inside or on the surface of the casting, that is called as blowholes. Next is pinhole porosity, occurs due to the dissolution of hydrogen gases which gets entrapped during the heating of molten metal. Entrapped, whenever heating of molten material occurs, so there are some hydrogen gas dissolution occurs, so that will create some pinhole porosity. So you have to consider or you have to encounter that pinhole porosity as well. Now second, which is second types of casting defect, is shrinkage cavities. Let's see how it will occur. These are caused by the liquid shrinkage occurring due to the solidification of casting. Means there are some liquid shrinkage and that will occur due to the solidification of casting. And to compensate for this, means how you can get the remedy for shrinkage cavities is proper fitting of liquid metal is required. For this reason, risers are placed at appropriate places in the mold. Means the positioning of riser should be very effective for getting rid or getting remedy for this shrinkage cavities. Sprues may be too thin, too long and not attached in the proper location, causing shrinkage cavities. If sprues are very thin or very long or not attached in the proper location, then definitely it will create some kind of shrinkage cavities. It is recommended to use thick sprue to avoid shrinkage cavities. Means sprue should be thick to avoid shrinkage cavities. So in this way you can avoid the shrinkage cavities if you are maintaining the thick sprues. Okay, Now, molded material defect like cut versus scab, metal penetration, and fusion and swell. Let's discuss one by one. First is cut versus. These appears as a rough spot or area of excess metal. As you can see here, this is the was or excess material which you can remove by doing the surface finishing operation. This is caused by the molding sand not having enough strength, means molding sand is not having enough strength and molten material flow at a high velocity, or molten material is flowing at a high velocity, then there can be a chances of making bosses at the or cut it. Some cuts are there. So the former can be taken care of the proper choice of molding sand, means molding sand should be selected very properly and the characteristic of molding sand should be optimum, and later can be overcome by the proper designing. Okay, proper designing of getting sand can be done to remove this kind of defect, cut and bosses. Now, what is scab? Basically, this defect occurs when a portion of face of mold lifts or break down and the recess thus made the field by the mortar. Okay, means there are some, when you are lifting, then there are some material which are lifted away with your flow and they are manufacturing or they are creating scab. The region can be too fine or low permeability sand, high moisture content of sand, or uneven mold ramming. Means if ramming is also not proper, then your scab can be created or molding material defect of scab can be created. Next is your metal penetration. When molten metal enters into the gaps between the sand grains, this result to a rough casting surface. Okay, so if your molten metal enters to the gap between the sands of grains, means the, if molten materials are not properly rammed or they are coarser in the nature, then definitely the metal concentration or metal penetration will be more. Okay, so this occurs because of the sand is of coarse or no mold was applied. Okay, means if sand is of in coarse nature, then definitely it will create some kind of metal penetration which you should avoid. Okay, now next is fusion. This is caused by the fusion of sand grains with the molten material. Means sometimes molten material will be fused with the sand, then it will create some kind of glossy appearance on the casting surface, and the main reason for this is clay or sand particles are of lower refractiveness. Means if they are not having good refractive qualities, then definitely it will create some kind of fusion. Okay, means mixing of molten material with the sand. Next is swell. Under the influence of metallostatic forces, the mold wall may move back or causing a swell in the dimension. Okay, a proper ramming of mold will correct the defect. Means if you are not, if you can do proper ramming, then this swell defect will be removed. Inclusion, as you know, the particle of slag, refractive materials, and deoxidation product are trapped in the casting during the pouring solidification. So if you are removing or taking care of removal of inclusion with the help of provision of choke in the getting system and in the pouring basin at the top of the mold, that can prevent this inclusion defect. In this way, inclusion can be removed. Now, moving towards the pouring metal defect, the likely defect in this category are misran and cold surts. Let's see. The misran is caused by caused when the metals are unable to fill the mold cavity completely. As you can see in the picture, from a sprue where you are feeding the material and it is moving to with the help of runner to the gate, then mold cavity, but at the end it is stopped here. Means there is a space in the mold cavity which is not filled by the molten material. Okay, it has left unfilled cavities. Okay, so that kind of defect, this kind of defect is called as misrun. Now, cold soot is caused when two streams while meeting in cold cavity or while meeting in mold cavity, sorry, do not fuse together properly, thus forming a discontinuity in the casting. As you can see here, this is the core and cold soot. If you are filling the material from here to here, it is moving from this way to here, upper side, and this way to the downside. But from here, in between, it is not matching. So this way, it is going to create some kind of cold dust. Okay, so cold dust is if your parts are, means your molten material is not meeting your start point to the end point, then that will create a kind of cold soot in this. And the misran and cold soot defects are caused either by the lower fluidity, if fluidity is lower, or when the section thickness of the casting is very small. Our fluidity can be improved by changing the composition. Means what is the remedy for getting rid of this misrun and cold set or pouring metal defect? The fluidity can be improved by changing the composition of metal. Means you have to change the composition of metal, or by increasing the pouring temperature, or you can increase the pouring temperature. In this way also it will remove the pouring metal defect. So these are the few casting defect which you have to see or which you have to encounter. Last one is mold shift, which is the mold shift defect occurs when the cope and drag are the two parts of your getting system, or the two parts of your pattern, or molding boxes have not meet properly, or they are not being properly aligned. As you can see in the picture, there is a difference in the alignment, or there is a mismatch. Okay, if mismatch in the alignment will occur in the cope and drag, then that kind of defect or casting defect will be called as mold shift. Okay, so these are the few casting defect we have discussed. With the remedy, how you can get rid from these casting defect, go through it properly. It will be a university question as well. Explain what are the casting defect, and it is a very prominent question asked repetitively in your university exam every year. What are the casting defect? Explain few, or explain the such kind of casting defect as we have categorized further. Like they can ask, explain the shrinkage cavity casting defect, explain mold shift casting defect. So you have to explain each one. It is, if it is asked particularly. If it is not asked particularly, then you can explain all defects in very concise way. Okay, and it is very effective in your competitive exams as well. Means some, most of the time it has been asked to in the objective questions from the casting defect. So thank you so much for patience hearing. Stay tuned with our Engineering College Banswara YouTube channel, and do subscribe, hit the bell icon for more such content of different branches of engineering like computer science, mechanical, civil and electrical. And for other topics of casting, the links are there in the description box of this YouTube video. Okay, so you can go to other different topics of casting which we have covered earlier. Like in the first session we have covered casting basics. In the second section we have covered the pattern and pattern allowances. In the third section we have covered what do you understand by the getting system, and what are the types of getting system which are pressurized and unpressurized. In the fourth session we have discussed about designing of sprue and designing of riser, with what are the rules of designing like Korikoff's rules, then Keynes formula and modulus method. We have discussed that in the fourth, and in the last session we are covering your casting defects. So try to cover this casting topic for your manufacturing sections or manufacturing technology subject, either any semester of mechanical engineering or civil engineering. Thank you so much, and stay tuned.